Namaste and welcome to another short reading of an excerpt from Vashishta's Yoga. In the continuing exchange between Lord Shiva and Sage Vashishta on the topic of what true worship is, in the segment I'm about to read today, Sage Vashishta learns from Lord Shiva the meaning of true worship in the sense that knowing the self is the best way of worshipping the self. Lord Shiva explains this in detail to Sage Vashishta, who then recounts it at a much later point to Sri Ram, his dearest disciple. So the Lord continued, whatever you do, and whenever you do it or refrain from doing it, all that is worship of the Lord, who is pure consciousness. By regarding all that as the worship of the self, who is the Lord, he is delighted. Likes and dislikes, attraction and aversion are not found in the self, independent of its essential nature. They are mere words, even the concepts indicated by words like sovereignty, poverty, pleasure, pain, one's own, and others, are in fact worship of the self. For the conceiving intelligence is the self. Knowledge of the cosmic being alone is the proper worship of the cosmic being. It is that self or cosmic consciousness alone which is indicated by expressions such as this world. Oh, what a mysterious wonder it is that the self, which is pure consciousness or intelligence, somehow seems to forget its own nature and comes to regard itself as the jiva or the individual. In fact, in that cosmic being, which is the reality in everything, there is not even the division into worshipper, worship, and the worshipped. It is impossible to describe that cosmic being which supports the entire universe without division. It is impossible to teach another concerning it, and we do not consider them worthy of being taught by us, who consider that God is limited by time and space. Hence, abandoning all such limited concepts, abandoning even the division between the worshipper and the worshipped, worship the self by the self. Be at peace, pure, free from cravings. Consider that all your experiences and expressions are the worship of the self. In reply to Vashishta's request for a fuller explanation of Shiva or the Brahmins or the self, why they are so called and how such differences arose, the Lord continued, the reality is beginningless and endless, and it is not even reflected in anything. That is reality. However, since it is not possible to experience it through the mind and the senses, it is even regarded as it were, as if it were non-being. In reply to Vashishta's question, if it is beyond the mind, how is it realized? The Lord replied, in the case of the seeker who is eager to attain freedom from ignorance and who is therefore equipped with what is termed Sattvika Avidya or subtle ignorance, this Sattvika Avidya or subtle ignorance, with the help of what are known as scriptures, removes the ignorance just as a washerman removes dirt with the help of another form of dirt, which is the soap. By this catalytic action, the ignorance is removed, the self realizes the self, and the self sees the self on account of its own self-luminous nature. With that, we end today's reading of an excerpt from Vashishta's Yoga. Thank you. Bye-bye.